Not my story, and not directly infidelity related, but here goes. My ex's stepmother was the quintessential evil stepmother. The second she and my ex's dad had children, she got shipped off to boarding school and largely forgotten about by her father's side of the family, something her father was always remorseful over but didn't know how to really deal with. Well, my ex grew up and gave up on ever really having a relationship with her father that wasn't ruined by her stepmom. She and I ran a PI firm for years and dealt with cheating spouses on the regular. Neither of us were prepared for this one to fall into our laps, though. One morning, while we were getting ready to leave town for a job, she got a FB message from some unknown guy asking if she knew stepmother. She answered and received another message nearly instantly stating that the sender was a fireman whose wife had been caught cheating a few months prior, and he couldn't sit by and let someone else cheat without warning others. The night before, he had been driving down an old country road and stopped at two cars that looked to be broken down to see if they needed help. But by the time he got to the back windows of the car, he realized that something else was going on. So he snapped a few photos, got back in his truck, and ran the license plates of the couple he found. And when they came back to different last names and addresses, he decided to find the families of the couples and warn them. He couldn't find my ex's husband online, so he found what he assumed was the daughter and told her. Y'all, I have never seen someone cry such happy tears in my life. Revenge for all the time she had been kept away from her father had just been dumped in her lap by a complete stranger. And this form of revenge was literally how she paid her bills. I made her sit on the info, including photos, for 24 hours while we thought it out and gathered a plan. We called her dad up and took him to lunch, warning him that we had some tough issues we needed to talk to him about. When he saw the photos, you could see the relief on his face. Some random stranger had come along and opened up a huge exit door from what he called an absolutely abusive marriage. We all agreed that more proof was needed because she would probably want to fight in court. So X and I took the case on ourselves and started stalking her ourselves, legally. We caught her 3 days in a row before deciding we had enough. Every time it was the same pattern, something my ex's dad said was a regular occurrence that he just never realized was her cheating. She was an avid bike rider and would spend hours a day out riding her bike. We picked a day when her stepmom would be coming back from a business trip to have all the fun. We got there early, packed everything she owned into boxes, loaded them into a truck, and waited with her father for his wife to come home. The instant she saw a manila envelope in her husband's hands and a smile on her stepdaughter's face, she knew what was going on and started screaming like a banshee. "How could you do this to me, you little..." Calmly, my ex cut her off, easily and happily. In the end, she gave up the house and full custody of the kids so she could go sleep around without worries. None of her kids wanted anything to do with her, and my ex and her father now have a great relationship. I've seen tons of people stick it to a cheating spouse, but never one that felt as good as my ex getting her father back from the evil stepmom.